Welcome back in, y'all, and happy Sunday. This is the Bluechip Breakdown, and I'm your host, Bull. Today, we're going to be doing a pregame show for Tennessee versus Houston. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. First and foremost, I want to know how everyone's feeling on this game. So I do have that poll up. I'm going to check on it real quick just to see, has anyone voted just yet? Okay, so we got a couple of votes in right now. We're up to 100% for Tennessee, but we'll double check on that here in just a minute. We'll probably have some Houston fans or maybe some, Vol fans that kind of doubt what our guys can go out there and do today. But I told y'all yesterday, I feel confident with this matchup, and we will get into it. Let me get to these chats right here first. Y'all are more than welcome to chat with us. We will do our best to get to everyone's thoughts. So the first one right here is coming from my dog, Jim Jasper, saying, "Let's go, Bull." All right, Jim, thank you for joining us today. And the next one is from Kelson Estep, saying, "Honestly, I think that if we make our shots, then we win." Yeah, I feel you on that. I think that's going to be a big part of this game. And I will also, I'll kind of get into some of my, kind of like keys to the game too once we get done with all this. But this is how the matchup looks. This is going to be really big, okay? Just like these stats and all that. I think this is going to mean something in this game. So right now, okay, Tennessee is winning as far as points per game. We're averaging 74.7, almost 75 points per game. Houston's averaging about 74.2. To me, that's really like a push. I mean, both teams are averaging 74 points per game. As far as the defense goes, we all know that Tennessee's got a great defense. We're holding teams to 63 points per game, but Houston has the #1 scoring defense in the country. They're at 58.4. So just as a point of reference, Tennessee, I think, is ranked number 8 or number 4, something like that in that category. But that one's going to be big, right? I mean, we all know that it's different levels of competition. Playing in the SEC, obviously the toughest conference in the entire country. Versus, I think Houston's playing in the Big 12. Texas Tech, I think, played in that same conference. I think that they had a few more tournament teams. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they play up against some really good offenses. I can definitely say that. So their defense is good. They've got some great, some great athletes. Now, as far as rebounds, this will be huge in this game. Tennessee slightly winning here, 36.6 to 36.2. Again, to me, that's kind of just like a push. It's going to be mostly, I think, about effort. We'll take a look at the rosters. You can see the sizes. I think that Tennessee does. I mean, I know Tennessee does have the size. Tennessee is the bigger team in the post. Okay, our bigs are bigger than their bigs are, but their bigs might be. I don't know if I would say that they're stronger. They're probably faster. Maybe they can jump higher. Okay, so this could kind of wash itself out. To me, it's going to come down to how do the guards do, and we'll also take a look at that. Next, okay, so we've got we have Tennessee winning 15.5 to 12. In the next category, next is steals. This one is pretty big. They're averaging 7.9. Tennessee's averaging 6.9, so they're at about 8. We're at about 7 per game. Gotta limit turnovers. Next, blocks. Tennessee's at 5. They're at 4.6. Turnovers. Tennessee has 10.5. They're averaging 9.3. So they're winning in that category. Now, these last three, okay, there's a little bit of a caveat to this. So as far as just really all of these numbers, we see that Tennessee's winning in the first category, 74.3 to 74.1. That's kind of a push. The difference here is that Tennessee actually shoots and makes more free throws in a game than Houston does. It's the same thing for all the rest of these, okay? So field goal, Tennessee's at 45.5. Houston's at 45.8. I kind of call that a wash outside of the fact of Tennessee makes more shots per game than Houston does. Now, this three-point percentage is where a lot of people might look to. A whole lot of folks are worried about this because Houston is the #1 three-point shooting team in the entire country as far as, hitting or shooting them and making them. But they have not made as many threes as Tennessee has on the season. So they don't shoot that many threes. They're #1 just as far as, this part of it. But as far as how many free throws they've actually made, they're like 200, I think, in 72 or 222 or something like. So they're in the 200s as far as shooting threes and actually hitting them from that perspective. So this, right, and really just to even break it down even further, right? Houston's averaging, let me take a look at my notes, make sure I get these numbers right. Houston's averaging, they make 7.4 threes a game. Tennessee is making 7.6. So it's, to me, that's kind of a total push. So let's dive deeper, man. Let's move on to the next part of this. Let's take a look at these lineups, okay? Again, we kind of touched on the size difference. Obviously, ZZ, he's probably going to be the shortest player in every game. So, 5'9" versus 6'1", and that's going to be a tough cover. We'll take a look at the points for each player as well, but that's going to be a pretty tough cover for ZZ. Number 4 is their leading scorer. I think it's like 15 points per game. Next, we can see Chaz, and I think that Chaz would probably actually be sticking number 7, maybe, okay, possibly, but number 7, I think he's shooting threes at like 45%. Number 4 is shooting at like 42%. And I want to say number 13, or no, it's number 21. He's shooting his at like 41, 42%. So all those guys, again, they can shoot. They don't shoot threes that much. But I'm thinking that Meshack would probably be guarding Sharp, and Chaz would probably be guarding number 7. And then if you look at those bigs, you can see what the size difference is here. Now, for Houston, it's a little bit it's a little bit different just because we've got 13, he's one of their bigs. I've got him up as like a 3, but Houston's is in order, I think, based off of the minutes. So it would probably be number 7 for us. Iggy, he would be guarding number 13 for them. You can see he's got 2 inches on him, but 13 is really freaking good. Okay, he can also shoot. He's a guy who can shoot. He can make things happen off of the bounce. Same thing for really all of their players. So Iggy's gonna have to step up. This is a game where if Igor steps up to the plate as far as defense, as far as being tough, being physical, not having those lapses and like not having brain fog moments, and if he can score, that's going to help Tennessee out tremendously. It's not just about his defense, but also think that he could be a mismatch problem, whenever he's on offense, right? Because again, with him being taller, what I have noticed is that like quick little hook shot, it's killing their bigs because you're not giving them a chance to get that steal and things like that. So either way, Felix, he's got a pretty tough matchup versus Joseph here, 6'8". So, but he's a lot taller than him. It's just going to come down to being physical. Next, you can see how the bench and everything looks. I think the K. Phillips, he should have a good game today. I think he's going to have a big game today. So now you can look and see how these points measure up, right? So their leading scorer, number 4, 15.3. He didn't have his best game last game, but he's probably due, right? Just like if you talk about Chaz, he dropped 17 last game. He's due. He's due for like a 20-something point game. But they're going to play really tight defense on him. We already know that. They're going to play tight defense on all of our guys. They like to kind of double. They like to put pressure on that ball. I think that driving and shooting mid-range shots for both teams probably is going to be huge, but I think maybe even more so for our Volunteers. And outside of that, you can see that pretty much, they have four of their 5 starters averaging double-digit points per game. So, coming off of the bench, it's not a whole lot. Obviously all those guys can go, but it's not quite like Tennessee. Like Tennessee's got a real true 6-man. And ZZ said it best probably, Gainey is the best 6-man in all of college basketball. I think that's very true right now. Gainey he's one of our best scorers for sure. But what I love about the way that Tennessee's playing is our guards are really stepping up in a major way. They're all driving. They can all, they're all shooting with a whole lot of confidence. I want to see what D-Stone brings to this game because his effort, I think his strength, that should mean a lot in this matchup. But, it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be an easy game. Obviously, it's going to be tough to kind of start off. But I still kind of feel like, Tennessee, I'm feeling it, man. I think we match up well. So let me also get into this. Well, actually, let me get to some more of these chats real quick. From Tinker is saying, go Vols. Love that. From Michael Head is saying that it's UT's guards against UH guards. Go Vols. Yeah, 100%. This is going to be a game about guards. So let me check on this poll, too. Let me see. All right, so now we've got 82% in for Tennessee. And what is that? I don't know. and the rest of it is for Houston. All right, I'm not about to try to do a whole bunch of math. So the next one right here is from your boy Zeus Z, saying that K. Phillips needs to come in hot and not get in foul trouble today. Yeah, so that's definitely going to be one of my keys for this game. Do not want to get in early foul trouble just because it is going to be such a physical grind. Now, I want to jump into this real quick, okay? I want to show y'all some more of the stats from Houston just because we don't look at all of them with the little, draw-ups and things like that I do. But biggest thing for me is always going to be how do the guards rebound? You can see that their guards are doing a good job. Actually, let me try to we'll reorganize this for you. All right, so we're seeing that they're bigs, okay, averaging about 6 rebounds for the 2 starters, and then or not even so both of those guys are starting. But then if you look at the guards, right, it looks like they're probably averaging about probably about like 3-something rebounds per game. You can also look at, let me show you this, the 3-point percentage. You can see how that whole thing looks. The guy up at the top, he's only played in 8 games, so that's a non-factor. But after that, you see they've got 3 guys shooting over 40%, and then they've got 2 more guys over 30%. So yeah, I mean they've got some guys that can shoot, but whenever you come down here to the totals, this is where it starts to make a little bit more sense for me. You see that they've only made 274 threes on this season. They're not shooting as many shots as Tennessee. So what I'm going to do now, just like as a point of reference, I'm going to show you how Tennessee's looks, and then we can kind of compare how that looks, right? So that y'all can see that, yeah, it's not, sometimes these numbers can be skewed. It's not exactly what all the analysts and things like that says. Excuse me. All right, so now looking at Tennessee, okay, let's go to the rebounds first. And starting off with Tennessee's guards, you can see that we look stronger here, right? Like most of our guys are averaging well over 3 rebounds per game. So I think that we can win this game with our guard. They can help us to win the game by being tough, being physical, and going and getting rebounds. But on top of that, I still feel like if you look at Tennessee's bigs, they should be able to win that battle as well. But it's going to take a team effort. That's huge. You got to limit second chance points. But we'll also take a look at Tennessee's 3-point percentage. Felix is number 1 at 100%, but he's only shot 1 and he made 1. So like I said, that's a non-factor. We have, actually Cam Carr's not playing for us. So the only player that's over 40% is going to be Chaz. The next highest is Meshack. We all know that Meshack he don't take a whole lot of threes, right? So that's how numbers can get skewed, but ZZ's doing a really good job. He's probably over, I'd say probably over like 34%. If you look over the course of like the past month, he's doing a great job there. Gainey, he's probably pretty close to like 32, 33% at this point. So, I mean, we can definitely match up with him from all those perspectives. But now, as you look at, as you look at the 3-pointers made, Tennessee has 282 made. Remember that Houston had 274. So, all those numbers, hopefully some of those things make some sense to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel really good about it. And there is something else that I want to get into real quick, because I think right now the spread for ESPN is at like 2.5 in favor of Houston. But we are going to take a look at some of the other spreads as well and see how that compares to what ESPN has. And I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on how the spread looks, on how the, on the over under and all of those types of things. I think that looking at this is going to shed some light on a few things. So number one, we're seeing that it goes from about 2.5 to 4.5 in favor of Houston. All right, and then if you look at the looking at the totals, let me see what they did with these daggum totals. Actually, I don't even see the totals on here now. That was just on here. Maybe it's inside of these picks. Or let me come back here. Oh, my bad. Here it is. All right, so totals. They're saying about 60 points, so they're thinking that Tennessee might score about 59 to 60, and that Houston's going to score about 62, 63. They're not going to hold us to under 60 points. I don't think that they're going to hold us under 70 points. I think Tennessee's going to drop about, I'm going to say 75-ish, maybe even more than that. Okay, especially if Tennessee gets hot, I think that we could definitely go over 75. But, I would say that Tennessee's going to hold them to about 70, maybe less than that. So, there are some things here that for me, just looking at how they got this thing played out, there's no reason that Houston should really be favored. Understanding that Tennessee's offense is playing at a totally different level. We're going to be able to shoot from the outside, shoot from the inside. We can drive to the basket, but we also have bigs that I feel like can step up. If Iggy, like we talked about earlier, if Iggy starts to go off because he can stretch the floor out, which should open up a whole lot more of those, driving lanes and things like that. We should be able to get to that free throw line. Because we will get fouled. They're going to play physical. They're going to try to double. I just think for me, man, this matchup favors Tennessee in such a major way. And, we'll kind of scroll through this real quick. So this is Tennessee on offense versus Houston on defense. And y'all can see how some of those matchups look. They have a whole lot of them favoring Houston, of course, because they've got the number 1 defense in the country. But we're going to put that, we're going to put that one to the test. No doubt about it. You can see just some of these other stats and things like that. We'll just scroll through this here quickly. And then we'll take a look at how Houston looks on offense compared to Tennessee on defense. This is another place that I feel like, Tennessee has a stronger edge than people want to give us credit for. So right here, you're seeing the Tennessee's winning in most of these categories as well. That's probably why they feel like this is going to be a low-scoring game. But I just think that Tennessee's offense is better than Houston's offense all day long. I think that it's a more total offense. They do some nice things. They score in some different ways. They've got great athletes, but we have great athletes too. We're going to play very tough defense, team defense, and I know the Coach Barnes is going to have a good game plan put together for our Tennessee Volunteers. So let me get to some more of these. Let me see. Do we have any more chats coming in right here? All right, so it looks like we've got one right here from my dog David Speaks saying the Tennessee versus Houston will be a dogfight, the second best backcourse in the country, hands down, Bull. GBO, yeah, I think that those are excellent points. Right here from Austin Huskins saying GBO. All right, cool. So let me get back to this right here. All right, so I'm going to get to these are my keys to the game. All right, so number one and number two, we have to limit turnovers. We have to limit transition points. Now, Houston is a team that likes to play, half-court basketball, kind of like grinded out basketball, but they can also run. They've got some really good athletes. We can't go to sleep. Okay, everyone's got to stay focused, stay locked in. We cannot be careless with the basketball. Like I said, they will put a lot of pressure on the ball. People have to be moving. Okay, Iggy. All right, like you can't just be standing. Like you need to be moving around. Everybody needs to be moving around. Okay, if we stay locked in, if we stay focused, if we help our guys out, and if we don't get, like, you don't want to get to the corner and just get trapped. Just be smart. Just play smart basketball. We've got plenty of veterans that will be handling the ball. I think that we should be fine here. And I could also say that we need to try to go get some turnovers because every now and then Houston could be a little bit careless with that basketball. So we're going to have some things drawn up for it. Number three for me is that the bigs need to dominate. We are the bigger team, okay, down low. We got to play like it, though, right? Like all that size and stuff, it don't mean anything if you don't play like it. You got to play like the bigger players. You got to bully them. You're going to have to play strong. You're going to have to play with maximum effort. And I think that our guys will do that. All right. Next is going to be we have to avoid stupid fouls because this is going to be such a tough physical game. It's going to be some highs and lows, I think, especially to kind of start off. I mean, of course, basketball is one of those games. It's going to go back and forth, but we can't let them get into our heads and start playing overly physical. We can't just do stupid stuff. Let's not have ticky-tack, dumb fouls. We need for our guards, I would say especially to stay out of foul trouble. If Tennessee does that, then we'll be fine. Next, we have to limit second chance points. Of course, we all know that their guys are smaller. Typically, for a team to have made it this far with a smaller, like lineup and roster, it's because they play like dogs. They play with maximum effort, and they get those second chance points. We got to be the bigger dogs. That kind of goes back to my point about the bigs need to dominate. And then for 6 and 7, okay, we've got to hit the open shots. We will get them, all right, because they will double us, and people will be open. Okay, they'll leave us open in different spots. They're going to leave Meshack open. I don't know that they'll sag off of too many other players, but if it's a guy that they've scouted out and they said, hey, he's not a great shooter, they're going to leave you open. If you've got to, number one, feel the confidence to shoot the shot. If you shoot it, you better shoot it with some confidence, and you got to hit them because we will get those opportunities. And you got to be quick to the trigger. We got to find those guys quick, get the shot up quick. That's where the confidence kind of comes in, and we will put up points. I can guarantee it. And then we have to hit our free throws. Like I said, we will get to the line. Okay, we will get to the line because we're going to drive. We're going to play tough. We're going to play physical. Hit your daggum free throws. Don't let this, be a game where Tennessee lost because, we didn't hit freaking free throws. Like we just saw that last night with, who was that just lost to Florida? Whoever. I think it was Texas Tech. Losing to Florida because you can't hit free throws down the stretch. That's critical. Focus. It's not just about down the stretch. You got to hit the early ones. If you hit those early ones and the ones down the stretch, it might not mean as much. Get the freebies, okay? And that's not just free throws. Get the freaking, bunnies, layups. If you're going to the basket, you got to go with some punch it in. Okay, you got to go up there strong. You can't be up there trying to be cute and stuff, which I think Tennessee's out of now. But really, I'm talking to daggum Iggy. Don't go up there soft. Okay, go up there and you don't have to slam it down hard, but go up there strong. Okay, everybody needs to be doing that. We gotta be strong at the rim. It's something else. I want to limit their, let's try to keep them out of the paint as much as we possibly can. You know what I'm saying? If they come in there, if you got to foul them hard. We got to let them know that we are here to play a physical brand of basketball for 40 minutes. And I think that if Tennessee does that, then Tennessee wins this one. So let me get to Unsung on this right here. And Unsung is saying that Chaz, needs to get at least 20 points today. This is where championship basketball starts. Yeah, man. I think that Tennessee's been playing at about a championship level. I do feel like Chaz will step up, like we talked about. I think that everyone's going to step up, but that's the thing. You know, the ball can bounce in some funny ways with basketball, so that's the only thing that maybe gives you a little bit of pause. Are the shots going to be more on point today? If they are, I feel like that definitely favors Tennessee because we will shoot. Chaz will continue to shoot. He's a 3-level scorer. He can get it done. You know, ZZ's been doing it. We all know that Gainey's been doing it. D-Stone stepping up. Mayshak's playing with a ton of confidence, offense, defense. You know, I think that Felix is doing a great job. Cade, you know, hold on to the basketball, Cade. Don't let the ball bounce off your hands. You got to get on the floor. You got to get on the floor. If the ball's on the ground, you got to go get it. Every possession matters. It counts. Unsung, perfect. You said it perfectly. This is where championship basketball starts at, right? It starts today. I think that we're up to the task. I'm just curious. Will we get Iggy? And I keep on coming back to it because I want to know, can we get Iggy to score some points for us? Can we get him to be the can he put, you know, the offense and defense together as one? I haven't seen him do that really all season. He might have had like a couple of games. Can he do it all today? If we get that going, I feel phenomenal about it. You know, like I said, I feel like Tennessee can win this one by 10, 15 points. Let's get to this one right here from Lance Whitehead. What's going on, Lance? Thank you for joining us. Saying that we are going to get this Final Four today, y'all. It's just our time finally. Love it. Saying that he feels nervous but confident, and our guys are playing their best ball of the season right now. Go Big Orange. Beautiful. I think that it's awesome that y'all have that confidence. And you know what? I think we could probably end it on that. I know that we got a few more hours. You know, we got about a couple more hours. The game starts at 2:20. But you know, I wanted to get this thing out early, you know, so that y'all can get y'all thoughts in here. If you're watching this on the rewatch, leave your comments and all of that. I'm gonna try to watch this one closely and try to get back to as many comments here as I can. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please, as always, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we will be coming back with the post game, man. But have a whole lot of confidence, y'all. I think that Tennessee's about to pull this thing out. All right, man. We'll see y'all in just a minute. Thanks. Peace.